What's up guys, Chris here from Vo-Gus Prospecting. If you're new to the channel, a big warm welcome, and if you're a multi-head like this one, welcome back. And that's Mick, which makes him the third Mick that I've collected in my prospecting adventures. Today I'm out with a mini highbanker and a solar panel. I know you guys have been asking to get a solar panel on my sluice forever, and it's happened due to a very generous subscriber. Because the gold that we're working is so fine, I've got my river sluice set up in front of my mini 6, and we've quite significantly reduced the angles of these sluices just to slow everything down and hopefully catch the gold. This creek floods quite extensively, and when it does, it gets right up to there. You can see that bank there, and it's quite deep. So this section just here is floodplain, and I've just found a nice little bedrock trench that we're digging out and into, and we're going to kind of follow that as far as it goes, and then there's all gold all in through this stuff just here.
Cross cavoodle.
So Mick's doing something that I've covered pretty much all this summer in my videos, which is that if you do not pre-wet your dirt, especially if you're dealing with fine gold, your dirt's going to remain hydrophobic, unbroken, and it's just going to float straight out the end of your sluice. It's probably going to be super hard to see, but that's the sort of spec count we're getting. We're getting maybe 50 to 70 pieces per shovel, one nice bit, and what you'd call an actual bit, and the rest of them are dots. So as usual, it's kind of a quantity game. Well, I finished that little trench, as you might be able to see in the background there, and I just thought I'd have a quick look at the minus moss at the top. I love the minus moss at the top because all that does is gives us an indication of what's going down the sluice. Now we know it's all going to be fine, but how much fine? This is the one-hand pan too, so it's going to be terrible. Ooh, actually there's some coarser bits. So I went for the two-hand pan, and this is what that minus moss looks like all cleaned up. And you can see they are way coarser bits than I thought I was going to get. I really thought I was only going to be getting this sort of powdered gold at the end. So I'm very happy to see some chunkies. Hopefully there'll be more of that hiding in these roots. And I'll tell you what, the peace of mind that that thing down there gives you, whoo, I love it. I love the idea that I could just have this set up and probably run all day. Right, I guess I gotta get back to work. Yeah. There.
This is where it's all sitting.
Mick's run a grand total of 80 litres of dirt through his little mini 6, and he's going to do a clean out to see what he got.
I'm hoping for an ounce and a half.
Oh, go for at least 2, man. Two ounces?
Not quite.
Ah, well, yeah, it's all very fine, isn't it?
Oh yeah, look at it all.
That's definitely a take it home, have a beer, and then slowly extract the tiny gold. So we're going to do a little bit of prospecting. I'll do some pans maybe and just see where the gold's really sitting before I continue digging. That you should be testing all of your dirt. Even if you're onto a spot, there's going to be richer and poorer areas within those gravels. So if you don't take your test pans, you could dig all day and accidentally follow the poor spot. You don't want to do that. That's crap. That's a lot of work for not a lot of reward.
Some of the amount.
I love it when you see it like poke its head out at the corner. So this is just a rough reveal of what we got in the minus moss. You can see there isn't heaps there. A lot more of that fine stuff that I was expecting. A couple of those nicer bits. But I think because those two trenches have collected most of our chunky bits, that we'll actually have to probably move the highbanker and a few other things to get into an area that has more gold than that. Because realistically, after that sort of 20 to 30 shovel run, I'd like to see a lot more. Just looking in this expanded mesh, and you can see the amount of dense iron rock that is all through here. So I'm hoping this has done a good job on catching the fine particles of gold that have probably shot out of the Gold Wrap Mini. And because the ground is starting to dry up gold-wise, we are going to do a clean out and see what we got for maybe about 60 or so shovels. I just noticed something. I didn't even see this before, but there's a 22 slug just sitting in the mat. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like finding lead. Lead's one of my favorite things to find on the creek. Put that in the bucket. Bloop. Ooh yeah. I don't want to take this dirt down too far, simply because the gold is so fine that I know if I try and strip it down on the creek, I will lose heaps. And you can see how much ironstone is coming out of it. This is a full-size Mine Lab pan. Now, the other thing you want to really do when you're stripping on the creek, obviously besides panning into another pan or a bucket or something, is just try and take the dirt from the very front riffle forward, not from the back, because the gold will settle out there and you will lose heaps. This is such a rough, terrible cleanup. There is so much gold in this stuff down here. There's that much ironstone. So I've got to go home and clean it up properly. But that doesn't matter, because that is the tail of gold we got for, like I said, about 60 shovels, including this little specimen. Small specimens just like this one are notoriously hard to catch, simply because the quartz often will drag them out of any of their capture zones. So if you are finding specimens like this, it probably means that you're panning correctly, or that you've got your sluice set up just right. Mick's Dutch, and apparently he has the most valuable information that you're ever going to hear on the creek. I'll let him explain.
How to use 1 sheet of toilet paper per visit. You get a normal set, fold it diagonally in half.
So make a little sailing boat.
Yep. And again, fold it in half. So you've got a little triangle.
Yep.
Then ever so carefully tear the top off. That can get thrown away. Then unfold it. You have a hole. You put your finger in that hole and I'll let you figure out how you're going to clean your butt with that. But when you're done, it's just as simple as just folding it all up like that and you're done. 1 sheet at a time.
Well, yeah, that's some Dutch toilet paper technology, and I think a lot of people around the world are going to find that invaluable in the near future. So long as, like you said, you got some hand sanitizer, which is the next problem. I should teach you guys how to distill, and then there wouldn't be any issue with the lack of alcohol.
No.
No. Right before I throw this gold on the scale, I wanted to invite you guys over to my Facebook page. My Facebook page has a heap of exclusive videos, photos, and articles all on how you can hunt gold that you will not see here on YouTube. The link for it is in the description below, but now let's get this gold weighed up. This is the gold we got from that little 60 shovel run. You can see we've got some ultra fine mustard gold up the back and some nice coarser pieces up the front, including that little tiny specimen there. And for a bit of scale, an Australian 5-cent coin and a Clash Guitars pick. But now we've got to get this on the scale. That is a lot more gold than I thought. 0.59. 0.59 in today's gold price is worth roughly 49 Australian dollars, which is pretty good going considering I only ran about 60-ish shovels. So I was getting 0.01 grams every single shovel. That's really good. I'm gonna have to go back and do some test pans to make sure that I haven't missed anything, because I got a feeling there's a lot more gold in that soil than I first thought. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this one, chances are you'll like a lot of the other videos that I've got up on my channel and my Facebook page. Subscribing and liking is completely free, and it will give you access to literally hundreds and hundreds of videos and articles all on gold prospecting. Give this video a like if that's something you're into, a share for your friends, hit the subscribe and bell buttons in the bottom corner so you don't miss out on any future adventures, and until next time, give your dog a scratch behind the ears for me, peace, and I'm out. Kind of missed.